The Sony fanboys are losing it right now. They are wigging out. They are causing chaos and confusion on the internet. And a lot of people are wondering why. Why are you wigging out? Why are you spazzing out? Why are you, searching up people's personal information? Some of the review sites gave Horizon Forbidden West, I guess, scores that doesn't meet the standards of the Sony fanboys. But still, there are a lot of review sites that are coming out and giving Horizon Forbidden West positive review scores. And Sony fanboys are kind of fixated on those 7s, which I think is a good score. 6s, which I think is a good score. There's none of the review scores have went down to the red in the aspects of being a 5 or lower. 6 and 7s, in my opinion, mean that this game is truly groundbreaking. To not have one person that sits here and really just goes, you know what, this game is just unplayable, it's terrible, don't buy it, 5 or below. And the Sony fanboys are losing it. They're going crazy. They're searching up people's personal information. They're looking up people, oh, look at this. We're going to get into it in our notes real quickly. But a lot of people are extremely confused. Game reviewers are confused. The Xbox community is confused. Nintendo fans don't care because they're playing Pokemon Legends of Arceus. I love the Nintendo fan base, man. They don't give a damn about nothing that's going on the internet. They're playing games, right? Buying and consuming games. I wonder if Microsoft and Sony fanboys, if they had the same amount of games Nintendo fans do, I wonder if they would be just as quiet as well. Is it a fan base thing? Is it a community of people who are getting games that they actually want to play? Or I don't know. We're going to do a deep dive into that later on, because I don't understand how the Nintendo fans can be totally oblivious of what's going on the internet. I'm talking to my Nintendo brothers. They have no idea what I'm talking about. They want to know where the Lazarus pit is in Pokemon Legends of Arceus. They're looking for gaming tips, right? Anyway, according to Metacritic, the best reviewed PlayStation 5 game of all time, sitting at number 6, Horizon Forbidden West, with a current Metacritic score of 89. Doing great. If you got an 89 in school, you're good. You're an outstanding student if you got that grade in school. Oh, it's sitting at number 6 of the best reviewed PlayStation 5 games of all time. And let's keep it real. That number 6 is pretty impressive. That's impressive because the way that the gaming media just marvels and excruciates themselves with when it pertains to these Sony exclusives. The way that the gaming media exaggerates and elaborates themselves when it pertains to these Sony exclusives. 9s and 10s, 9s and 10s out of the wazoo. Sitting at number 6 is pretty freaking incredible. I know you're thinking, damn, number 6, that's kind of bad, man. I don't know, man. The signs. And the reason you think it's number 6 is bad compared to all the PlayStation 5 games is because you're thinking, okay, these games are terrible. And you're sitting at number 6. But you can't do that. You can't go off of your judgment of what horrible PlayStation experience that you're having currently right now on the PlayStation 5 when it pertains to all of those overly hyped and mediocre games. No. You can't go by your judgment. No, you have to go by what you saw at launch, before launch, those review scores. There were 9s and 10s galore for Returnal. There were 9s and 10s galore for Ratchet and Clank. There were 9s and 10s galore for the Demon's Souls games that's better on the PlayStation 3. Atmospheric-wise, gameplay-wise, all of that. What's going on? What's going? How did? I was expecting Horizon Forbidden West to do better myself, but it is what it is. Yeah, here it is. Look, let's get Metacritic. With the first 66 Metacritic review logged in, Horizon Forbidden West PlayStation 5 has a Metacritic score of 88. I believe this is before. Now it's at 89. It just so happened went up. Somebody must have put out a perfect score for this game, which is disturbing. Horizon Forbidden West is a masterpiece with a griping story and a world ripe of exploration. You won't be disappointed. God is geek. I have no idea what that means, but okay. Yeah, positive scores galore, and the Sony fanboys are losing themselves, man. They're losing it. Herman Holst even came out before all the negativity with the Sony fanboys. Even Herman Holst, the current guy, the main guy in charge, it's Jim Ryan and Herman Holst. He's incredibly happy to read all these wonderful praises for a gorgeous game made by a fantastic team. Guerrilla Games, hashtag Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah, he's like so happy. I don't know why he's so happy. It cost you a pretty penny to get those scores. I don't know why are you so happy for, but whatever. Allegedly, he paid for positive reviews. I don't know. Paris, the designated black man of the gaming community that we're supposed to be so happy because we have black faces within the gaming community. Since I'm still awake, I also say that if you had Horizon Forbidden West on the Game of the Year bingo card, you are off to a great start to 2022. Guerrilla Games absolutely nailed the open world of Horizon Forbidden West. Visuals and audio are standout, and this world just begs to be explored. Wow, positive reviews. Nothing about the game. You ever notice that when it pertains to Sony exclusives? They never talk about the game. They never talk about the game. They talk about everything else: audio, visuals, open world. You know, all the things that you can get from a Ubisoft game that the gaming media is tired of playing now. We just had the Forbes writer that does the reviews for the video games and things of that such. That motherfucker had a nervous breakdown. I want to see his review. Did he review Horizon Forbidden West? We're gonna check on that because he lost it when he had a damn near mental breakdown playing. Was it Far Cry? They never talk about the freaking game, man. When they do a Nintendo, this is the thing. Oh man, 9s and 10s, visuals, audios, lens flares, open world, all things that mean absolutely nothing. But like, they go to Pokemon Legends of Arceus. In Pokemon Legends of Arceus, if you look at all the reviews, especially go to the IGN review, they're praising Pokemon Legends of Arceus when the aspects of gameplay. They go, this was phenomenal when it pertains to gameplay. That was phenomenal when it pertains to gameplay. This was phenomenal when it pertains to gameplay. That was phenomenal when it pertains to gameplay, right? But the reason that they had to give the game a 7 is because they said there was frame rate issues. There was all types of texture issues. There was bad resolution issues. The game wasn't running at 4K. The game wasn't running at 1,000 frames per second. 7 out of 10. And I said, whoa. And I knew. I said this already. I said the reason that they dinged this game is because they're going to praise Horizon Forbidden West for those opposite things and leave everything out when it pertains to gameplay. Very concerning. But anyway, that had nothing to do with anything. I'm just open up some old wounds when I look at these type of demonic reviews. Oh, Jeff Keighley. I didn't even know Jeff Keighley played games. As one of the deepest and most vastly sculpted next generation games to date. I have no idea what the hell he's talking about, and neither do you. And I never took Jeff Keighley as some type of intelligent person, so I don't know why he's using these big words. Horizon Forbidden West is a stunning achievement with refined minute-to-minute combat alongside the cinematic splendor and production values you expect for a first-party PlayStation. Expect a first-party PlayStation. Bravo at Guerrilla Games. Now he's like some type of Harvard graduate, right? This game is truly an excrement between dynamics, twisting the dynamic Lazarus pit, all types of big words, right? He must be trying to get on the Horizon Forbidden West commercial. You know they're going to do some type of accolades commercial, and they're going to take all the idiots in gaming. Yeah, Sony fanboys are pissed off, and their favorite people are coming out, and they're going crazy. Even skill up. I was told by the you guys told me, because I remember years ago I said we can't trust these modern day reviewers anymore, especially if they're coming out and they're giving The Last of Us 2 10 out of 10 scores, game of the years. I did it on the external podcast that I do every Saturday, right here at 7 p.m. Eastern. And I remember I came to you guys and I said, yo, who do we go to? Because we don't have anybody that we can trust within the gaming community that's going to bring us an objective perspective when it pertains to video games. Y'all told me skill up because they were the only ones that were brave enough to give The Last of Us 2 a terrible score. And I said, no. I just think skill up is smart enough to abandon ship so that he can get the subscribers of the idiots. Because we watched his video live and he was still praising The Last of Us 2 when it pertained to like graphics. But now hindsight 2020, when you think about The Last of Us 2 when it pertains to graphics, it's one of the worst looking games I've ever saw in my entire life. I barely can't even see the game because it's so freaking dark. Skill up. Here it is. Horizon Forbidden West delivers a world so full of discovery that you cannot but get lost in it. Such ferocity that you will never feel safe in it, and such beautiful, and that you'll scarcely believe a $500 console can produce it. My review. Yeah. I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. Why is it with the Sony reviews, they do this all the time when it pertains to anything else? Xbox, Halo, Forza, Pokemon Legends of Arceus, Zelda Breath of the Wild. They don't go into these whole elaborate poems using all type of extraminic words. Whenever people use big words for something so low grade as video games is not, we're not using our left and right brains when it pertains to playing some of these mediocre experiences, especially a Sony exclusive. But when it comes to these Sony exclusives, it's hard for me to believe or even understand what the hell is going on. These are words for idiots. These are words for dumb people that go, oh, look, he's using big words. That means it's good. Not me. I go, what the hell? Why is he using that word? And why is he saying it? Jeff Keighley of all people. This guy, I've seen him for the past 10 years. I've never seen him do anything that I consider to be intelligent. Allegedly. Oh, but here it is. Man, hold on. Is there any other positive reviews? Yeah. With Horizon Forbidden West, Guerrilla Games has just not made the first must-play game of 2022. It made their first must-play RPG of the generator. Whoa. Come on. Nintendo fans, we need to be disrespected right now. They just came out with Pokemon Legends of Arceus that is currently sold 6.5 and 3 days. And they're saying that this game is the must-play experience, guys. Come on. Come on. This is the must-play RPG, and it's not even a freaking RPG. You're playing as a character that's already designated. You don't even have the mechanics of talking to side quest people and things like that. We went over the reviews yesterday on Game Over Greggy podcast. This is not an RPG. How dare they say this, whoever this is? Play Diaries. It sounds like PlayStation. It must be a PlayStation site. It's made the first must-play RPG of the generation, a bona fide game of the year continued in February. Yeah. But here it is. But, I just read all that, and you guys don't have a clue what the hell they're talking about. But listen, this is what they're livid about, the 6s and the 7s, which I think are positive scores. Horizon Forbidden West fails to live up to its predecessor in just about every way. While the world and its many new mechanics are stunning, the experience is bogged down with confusing design choices and variations for the sake of variations. Makes Allies' newest adventures one to forget. That sounds completely different than what Jeff Keighley said, man. And I trust Jeff Keighley. He promised so many great games at last the previous year's Game of the Year awards, and yet it. We know what this guy is saying. We know that we can understand what he's saying. He doesn't need to use big words. And we're mad at this. We should be happy that there are people out here that are going to give us an honest, objective perspective. This world cannot be made up of sugar kings and lollipops. It can't be. There has to be somebody out there that's willing to fight the good fight and give us a positive goddamn review. Not for the console wars, but just for the benefit of gaming. At the end of the day, we should all want better games. And sitting here and telling us that everything is just so great, so beautiful, so great, so great, so great, so great, so great. And then we buy it and we waste that $70. We waste money buying a $500 console. I'm going to be freaking pissed off. I'm telling you, man, these people are going to pay for what they're doing when it pertains to these Sony exclusives and giving out aspiratically high review scores. They're going to find themselves in the endocrine type of situation where endocrinian situation that they're not going to be able to climb themselves out of. The example of difficult, I liked this review. He was talking about in the aspects of how, that second, the importance of that second game is really going to set your game off. The importance of that second album is really going to solidify that this isn't just a one-hit wonder. Even though I never thought Horizon Zero Dawn was a hit, and neither were you, and neither did the gaming media because it got no awards. And Zelda Breath of the Wild destroyed it in sales, awards, and accolades, and everything. We were lied to the first time, but we will not be lied to the second time. Yeah. Horizon is the game, contrast a game with robot dinosaurs where you spend far too much time fighting robot meerkats and boars. Instead, for some reason, one of the brilliant voice actings that you begin to hate because some characters won't shut up. Now, Blessing said the same thing. No, the Game Over Gregory podcast. I don't want to put it on Blessings, but they all agreed that, they had a great voice actor, but she was boring and dull and terrible. Bad to be a hit because some characters won't shut up. Where the side quests are great, but they're so simple as to feel pointless. Where the combat feels as complex, balance between elemental strengths and weaknesses. But you can ignore all that via a rain explosive spearhead. Yeah. The combat system is just not balanced. And these are the guys that are currently being harassed. They're receiving threats, warrants. Sony sent out a warrant for these guys' arrest. And I'm pretty sure they will not get a review copy in the future because they didn't play the game. But at the end of the day, to end off this update video, nothing more than a simple update video. We will get deeper into this topic on the External Podcast, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Zoe 70. But at the end of the day, I agree with the Sony fanboys for being upset. Now, I don't agree with the threats. I don't agree with the warrants. I don't agree with Sony taking away privileges because you didn't give the game positive scores. But I agree that the Sony fanboys should be upset at the 89 Metacritic score. If I can get to that real quick. Oh yeah, hold on. Before we get there, before we end it, yeah, because some people are going to not believe that they're not receiving death threats and things of that such. Here it is. They went into this guy's perfect personal information, his personal life. So this is the guy who gave the review. You know, they're going and they're searching him up, and he's got pictures with Phil Spencer, Xbox controllers, got the Halo helmet. I have those same things. I have pictures with Phil Spencer. I have an Xbox controller. I have a Halo helmet, but I prefer Nintendo. Does that mean that I'm some type of diehard Xbox guy? No, I just like gaming. I have PlayStation memorabilia. I got Nintendo memorabilia. You know what I mean? I'm a Nintendo guy, but at the end of the day, I'm really not a fanboy of anybody. I can twist and turn and, you know, set everybody up just like the Joker did in The Dark Knight. And here it is. Color me surprised. Who would have thought a Xbox fanboy would give it a 60, which I think 60 is a great score. But I understand why. I understand why the Sony fanboys would be extremely upset. Here's a couple of more. Sorry, we got way more notes on.
The two that really catch my attention, or the three, I should say, that really catch my attention are Survivor, Telegraph, and Gamer.no. I'm just very confused how anybody could look at a game like Horizon Forbidden West, review a game like Horizon Forbidden West, and come to the conclusion that it's just 1 point above average, right? You look at a 6 out of 10, that's just 1 point away from being average. And even then, most people don't consider a 5 out of 10 average. Most people consider a 5 out of 10 like mediocre, and anything below a 5 is just usually looked at as really not good at all, pretty much bad. It's crazy to me that, again, this is 1 point away from kind of being lumped in with those types of games. And I just think that it comes off as some kind of like high-level troll. And people have pointed out that when you look at Survivor and Telegraph in particular, these are outlets that are known to kind of give lower scores specifically on PlayStation exclusives.
No, it's a conspiracy, yeah.
I mean, if you look at Survivor, you know, they gave Halo Infinite a 9.5 out of 10.
Okay.
To then give Horizon Forbidden West a 6.5. Now, I'm not here to say that Halo Infinite doesn't deserve a 9.5. I don't know, and it doesn't matter. But it just seems kind of crazy to me that, you know, if you're willing to give that type of score to Halo Infinite, but then you give Horizon a 6.5, it just seems a little bit extra to me, right? It seems a little bit excessive. Like
I don't even know what the hell, or neither does anybody. I'm not even talking about the aspects of you didn't play it, so you don't. How could you say that? I'm saying like nobody even knows what this game is. Is it more of the same? The review sites, the people that are giving positive review scores are afraid to say that what even this is. They don't even want to tell you that it's more of the same. Like, is it more of the same? Because if that's the case, that's not good. They claim they don't want to tell spoilers. What can you spoil about characters that we don't even care about? What can you spoil about a game that you don't even know who the second character is besides Alloy? What can you spoil for a game that if you walk up to somebody on the random streets and said Horizon Forbidden West, they would have no clue what you're talking about? What can you spoil about a game that only did 20 million units and you gave it away for free. What can you spoil about a game that nobody's going to buy? So, yes, by me just looking at this game, I don't know why you would give a 9 and a 10 for a game just because of what it looks at. But if I'm looking at this game, that's not impressive to me. That there's sun rays coming through the foliage of the trees. That's not impressive to me that you're showing me a CGI trailer. When I read those reviews that gave 6s and 7s, they're getting to the point. They're telling me why they don't like this game. But when the other side or the other sector that's receiving free controllers from PlayStation and free faceplates and free gifts and free items right before the launch or the review, giving out free codes to free gamers and right? What they tell me about the game doesn't even sound like real. It sounds like a clone or something. Guerrilla Games really outdid themselves. They created a world where you can walk through in an open world, and it looks so dynamic. They really outdid themselves. And I'm concerned. So I can only go off, I can only trust the 6s and 7s because they're actually reviewing the game. They're actually giving a point why they don't like it. It's not trolling. It's not some type of highfalutin trolling. Trolling is just going, man, that sucks. Xbox Game Pass sucks, man. Okay, why does it suck? Man, it just does, man. Now, if they did that, then I would have said this isn't right. We don't need to listen to these guys. They're doing some type of highfalutin, high convoluted trolling. But if they're breaking it down, yo, it's the same game that you already played already. And guess what? You didn't like that, right? Not only that, it's worse than the last game. Not only that, the characters and the storytelling and the combat is, you know. And I go, okay, see, that's what I thought the whole time. Yeah, see. Forbidden West is the best, says to Eurogamer. I don't know what the score Eurogamer gave it, but you are bringing down the Metacritic score. Cursing rage emoji. Yeah. And they have a point. I'm agreeing with the Sony fanboys. Look at this. Forza Horizon 5, the Xbox Series X, 92 Metacritic score. In a must play. And that user score would be higher too. We got a lot of Sony fanboys in there trolling and things of that such, you know. And in Horizon Forbidden West, 89, not a must play. Ooh. Ooh. Damn. Damn. See, I agree. I agree. There's a reason to be upset here. Because you go, all right, I'm going to buy the Xbox Series X. I'm being told that the Xbox Series X is going to offer a must-play game. I'm actually going to have fun. I'm actually going to play games I want to play. And then on the Horizon side, you bought that $500 console. You probably bought it for more, dude, the scalpers. Sony scalpers. And it doesn't even have that seal of approval of a must-play game. Like, we're still waiting for a good game to play on the PlayStation. I agree. I agree that not that the harassment and the raging and the YouTube videos calling out the reviewers and things of that such. I agree that this is concerning. I agree that this is truly concerning. And the best way for a fanboy to lash out is in the manner that he's lashing out in. That this is not a good game. And yes, this is the game that the Sony fanboys play. This is what we know. This is not a mystery to us anymore. This is not a mystery to us anymore. We already know that this is the game they play, and this is social media. I told Sony, this is what I told Sony. I said, Sony, you need to come out with a console that can't play video games, but it has a series of apps. You have the Facebook app, the Twitter app, the Mediocrity app, the Grinder app, right? And I'm telling you, that console would sell like hotcakes, because that's the only thing Sony fanboys like. They like buying that console, and they like social media. And maybe you can add Call of Duty. Microsoft can put Call of Duty on there. And my God, that console would sell like hotcakes. Because that's all they do. They don't play games. They don't play exclusives. They don't like their exclusives. But they just want to have the better exclusives than the Xbox guys. But it looks like that's not going to happen, especially not in this generation, especially not by the leadership and guidance of Jim Ryan, especially not from Western games, especially Western games dying and Japan games are back on the rise. I get it. I get why they're mad. And not only that, we've been hearing about how fanatical and fantastic and extravagant and extravagant and extradynamic and so dynamic. And we've been hearing that about the PlayStation exclusives since PlayStation 3 with Uncharted 2. From Uncharted 2 on up, we've been hearing about how great all these PlayStation exclusives were, especially from the usual suspects. But guess what? The world is extremely disappointed. So guess what? Sony fanboys know deep down in their soul, this is a bad game.